everyone, it's Becky from Book Obsessed Becky. So this video is going to be the books that I'm looking forward to coming out in 2024. I do not have copies of them. Well, I do have a copy of one of them, but it's over there, so I'll just insert a picture. This video I have to try to be quick in because it's snowing out and I have my dog outside because we're the only ones home, and every time I try to record with him, he is such a weirdo with his yawning and his barking and his everything that he does. And also the furnace keeps kicking on and off, so hopefully you don't hear that through the mic. I think it's kicking on now. Okay, so the first book is that I wanted to talk about is The Women. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it so I can tell you what it's about. Just a second. Okay, you think I would have been more prepared. So The Women, it came out this month. This is what it looks like. And it's the newest one by Kristin Hannah. And it says, I'm just going to read you a quick little blurb about it. It says, The Women, at once an intimate portrait of coming of age in a dangerous time in an epic tale of a nation divided. The Women is a story of one woman gone to war, but it shines a light on all women who put themselves in harm's way and whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has too often been forgotten. A novel about deep friendships and bold patriotism, The Women is a richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose idealism and courage under fire will come to define an era. I'm very excited about this. It takes place during Vietnam, which interests me more because my dad was in Vietnam. So yeah, and hearing about the women over there, my dad never really talked about it, so what I know is what I've seen on TV and read or whatever. I'm sure many kids of veterans experience the same things with their parent knowing to talk about it. But anyways, The Women. I'm super stoked about it. Okay, now I'm hoping, I probably won't be in order with these, which isn't exactly the best. I'm looking down because my notebook is here. But yeah, I'm just going to go for it. So I don't know how many people read The House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, but did you know that there's another one coming out and it's called Somewhere Beyond the Sea? It's set to come out September 10th of this year, and I am so freaking excited about it. The little blurb I found about it online says that Arthur lives a good life built on the ashes of a bad one, but when he's summoned to make a public statement about his dark past, he finds himself at the helm of a fight for the future that his family and all magical people deserve. So in the first one, The House on the Cerulean Sea, I absolutely loved Linus and Talia. I even named some plants after them because I'm that nerdy plant mom. Or maybe it's a millennial thing, I'm not sure, but I name my plants anyways. So yeah, I'm super stoked about that book coming out because I absolutely loved the first one, and I hope the second one isn't second book syndrome. Fingers crossed it's not. Another one that I'm excited about coming out, which was supposed to come out like last year, I think, and maybe the year before, is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. It's the mystery of Morrigan Crow. So I think it's like book 4, maybe? I'm looking down. Yeah, it's book 4. It's the mystery of Morrigan Crow. If you've read Nevermoor or The Trials of Morrigan Crow, it's the continuation on in that story. I love these books. I've read them and I've listened to them all, and the narrations are fantastic. I love Fenestra in the book, so I'm hoping she has a huge starring role in this new book, but it's supposed to come out September 12th. Who knows if that's going to happen because it's been bumped so many times, but I'm really hoping it happens because I'm really excited for this book. And my husband loves it, the series, and my son loves it. We tend to listen to them together, so I'll go through and read it first because I'm a nerd and can't help myself. I'll read it in book form first, and then we'll get the audio and we all listen to it as a family, which is kind of awesome. So apparently Silverborn is about the mysteries of Morrigan Crow, and what I found online, it said, we travel to places in Nevermoor that we've never been, but we meet people from Morrigan's past who are very important in untangling the mystery of who she is. We also see her aligning herself with someone very dangerous to learn more about the wondrous arts. I would say you could probably pick this one up anywhere, but honestly, I think if you want to get into Nevermoor, you should really start from the beginning, because you'll be learning about all of her powers that she has right along with her. I think it would be kind of hard to just pop in the middle of the series, but maybe not. Maybe that's just me, because I tend to read things in order anyways. But anyways, I am stoked for that one to come out. The next one I'm super stoked for, I can't even, is by Louise Penny, and it is Grey Wolf. It comes out on October 29th, and it's like book 19 in the Inspector Gamache series, or the Three Pines series. I don't know if you guys or anybody reads this series, but I have loved every one of the books. I started from the beginning right up until like the last one that she wrote, and I've listened to all of them on audio. I've gotten a lot of them from the library, and I loved the narration of the books. At one point, the narrator, like the first one, he passes away, so they get another one, but the other one does a great job too. Okay, so 19th in the series, right? And you're like, oh gosh, I don't want to have to start from the beginning to get to book 19. And I know a lot of people read out of order, but with this series, you're following the same characters. They have some changes throughout the books, and some die. Job positions are switched around. Like, a lot goes on in this series, but I can tell you that when you read these books, it's like coming home to the perfect little village, and you just want to meet and know everybody that lives there. And like, if you think Gilmore Girls and you think Stars Hollow, you want to be there. That's kind of how I feel about Three Pines. I love it. Okay, so enough gushing about it, and let's just talk about what Grey Wolf is supposed to be about. So Gamache, Jean-Guy, and Isabelle can only trust each other as old friends begin to act like enemies. Longtime enemies appear to be friends. Determined to track down the threat before it becomes a reality, their hunt grows frantic as the enormity of the creature they are chasing becomes clear. If they fail, devastating consequences would reach the largest of cities and the smallest of villages, including Three Pines. So, Inspector Gamache, it's a detective type series, and he is more like, he appears more like a middle-aged professor than like the lead of the homicide unit or whatever. But yeah, I love it. I love all the characters in this book. Not this book, this series. Okay, so last but not least on this list is the second in the Lost Bride trilogy by Nora Roberts, and it's called The Mirror. Now, when I tried to find a picture of this online, I couldn't find anything. So I'll show you what the first one looks like in the series. It's this one. It's Inheritance, and I really hope that The Mirror is just as beautiful as this cover. So The Mirror comes out on November 19th, and again, I can't find anything on this series, like on this book. All there is what's out for the first book, and I can tell you a little bit about that one, and it ends on such a cliffhanger that I need to read the next book. So in the first book, a quick little blurb about it is a woman, and this is right in the beginning of the book, so I'm not spelling anything. She walks in on her fiance doing her cousin, who is also supposed to be like a bridesmaid in their wedding. So she ditches him. They work together, and he seems to be a dink, really. Like, he is really showing his true colors at work, and she decides to get done. Well, she insists, I don't know if insists is the word, but she decides that she's going to work for herself, right? So she starts this freelance company based on the things that she did at her previous employers, and she's making a go of it. Well, one day, it's like a snowy day. She lives in Boston. A lawyer appears at her door, and he tells her about this will, and she's inherited this house in Maine. It's a Gothic mansion, and she's got so much time where she needs to live there before she can claim it to sell it or whatever. And there's definitely some backstory about this will, because the relative she knows nothing about. She didn't know they existed at all. And it's a close relative too. So there's that little mystery there. But she gets to Maine. She's checking out the place. She decides she's going to stay for a little while. And what she didn't realize when she agreed to this is the place is haunted. There's a ton of ghosts that live there. And there's a curse that's been placed in that home where the brides in the home of certain generations are all murdered and their wedding bands are taken. There's also an evil witch that lives there. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in this book. There's mystery, there's romance, there's serious friendships, there's small town vibes. It's fantastic. I loved it so much. So if any of that sounds good, then definitely, you should definitely, I'm reaching over to get the book. Pick this book up, because you should read this one before you get into the second one, because this one ends on such a cliffhanger. So the second one, like I said, is called The Mirror, and it's out November 19th. Yeah, those are the books I am pumped for this year. Have you guys heard of any of these books? Are you pumped for any of these books? Has anybody read The Women yet? Because, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for it. Okay, I should probably end it here and go check on my dog to make sure he's not an icicle. He is wearing a little sweater because he does get cold and he shivers, but it's snowing out and I feel bad. So, yeah, okay, until next time, everybody, I hope you're all staying cozy. I hope you're reading lots of good books. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you pumped for any of these books? And I will talk to you very soon. Bye.